Hey everyone, if you ever asked yourself, why Dana White is glazing Jon Jones so much lately? If that's the case, this video is exactly what you're looking for. I am not gonna go too much into details, because this video would have never come out. So, let's get into it.
Now, Jon, you've speculated about going up to heavyweight. You've talked about your future. After this fight, is that what you want to do, or are you thinking that maybe you want more fights at light heavyweight, maybe possibly a rematch with Dominic Reyes?
You know, I'm gonna have to talk to my coaches and figure out what we're gonna do.
It all started when Jon Jones had his last fight at light heavyweight, and there were speculation that he wanted to go up to the heavyweight division. No one at that moment would think that this process will take him so long, and during that time the heavyweight division was the playground of a monster, the Predator, Francis Ngannou.
Is there for Biggie Boy. Oh!
It's over.
Rosenstrike is out!
He was the future of the heavyweight division, with a devastating power. He absolutely folded Stipe in their second fight to win the title.
Back to his feet, eats another uppercut. Nice counter right from Miocic, who is now down and out. Francis Ngannou can finally call himself the greatest heavyweight in the world.
You go into the fire with Ngannou, you go to sleep.
Man, the idea of a Jon Jones fight seems awfully exciting right now. And Jon came out, tweeted, said, "Show me the money." What appeals to you most? Because it seems like that would be an amazing super fight.
If I'm Jon Jones and I'm home watching this fight, I start moving to 85.
That's when his contract issues started to make the headlines. Basically, Francis wanted freedom, and Dana offered control, but we will come back to that later.
In your mind, is it possible this is the last time we see him in an octagon, or do you think you can work this thing out?
I've been in contract drama for 20 years with people. It's just part of the business. I honestly don't know where we'll end up. I don't blame Francis as much as I blame the not so very smart people that surround him.
Francis ended up being able to fight out of his contract by beating Cyril Gane by decision, and leave the UFC as champion. That was crazy at the time. Dana's narrative about Francis started to change.
And Jon Jones has been willing and ready and able to fight anybody. He didn't care who it was. Could have been anybody in the heavyweight division. He was ready to go. And Francis, we offered Francis a deal that would have made him the highest paid heavyweight in the history of the company. More than Lesnar, more than anybody. And he turned the deal down.
Now, it's Francis, who is avoiding the fight with Jon by refusing to find a deal and give the fans what they want. Out of desperation, he booked Jon's comeback against Cyril Gane to prove that what Francis done, Jon can do it better. And surprise, surprise, Jon smokes him. But others argue that Jon Jones was ducking Francis by taking so much time off just to get fat and come back to wrestle a kickboxer. Dana don't care. Now he got a new dog in the race, because that's what it's all about. With Francis gone, Dana will do everything to glaze Jon Jones one way or another. Things started to go crazy when Joe Rogan said that on one episode of his podcast shortly after Jon Jones' victory on Cyril.
You want to talk about who's the baddest man on the planet? If Jon Jones and Tyson Fury are locked into a room, game over. I'm pushing all my chips on black. I'm just fucking... I'm like, tell you something. Tyson Fury is an amazing boxer. He doesn't have a fucking chance in hell of making it out of that room.
Crazy? Fury responded and blasted Joe Rogan for his comments.
I'm the baddest man on the planet. I heard Joe Rogan say something about me the other day, and I've been off all the social media, so I didn't reply to that little pussy. Little fucking midget, bald-headed midget. I heard him say that Jon Jones could fuck me up if we went in the room together. I don't think so. Not a man born from his mother can fuck me up in a room on our own. Whatever happens in that room, I'd be walking out. Not a fucking problem.
And that may have been the reason why he took the fight against Francis, to prove that boxing is better than MMA in a ring. The knockdown and the little dance was all we really remember of that fight. But Fury won the decision somehow. Francis has won his freedom. Dana has lost his control.
I didn't see the fight, but the fact that he went 10 rounds with Tyson Fury is crazy.
In the meantime, Dana was still trying to build a legacy for Jon Jones at heavyweight, by this time feeding him another Francis leftovers, Stipe. Few days before the fight, Jon Jones got injured and pulled out.
You know, Jon Jones was training last night, got injured, he was wrestling, and He tore the tendon that connects your pec.
Enters Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich, the two biggest menace to Jon Jones in the division. They fought for the interim belt. And Tom Aspinall smoked Sergey, which put Dana in a situation where he have to defend Jones.
Think this is the problem with the conversation that we're having here and why people aren't giving Jon Jones the respect for pound. This fucking guy destroyed the best heavyweight in the division. Easily made it look like nothing. Jon Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world and the greatest fighter fucking ever. Period. End of story. As an educated adult who knows the fight business, you cannot deny that while Jon Jones is active, he is the greatest fighter in the world.
Did I not say that?
Yes. I don't know what you're arguing about here. I don't even know how we're in this conversation.
And present him as the pound for pound best fighter in the world, even though Tom Aspinall is arguably better at heavyweight. Everything was going great for Francis, so he took another boxing fight, this time against Anthony Joshua, and this went really badly for Francis. And look, Dana smiles when asked about the finish.
In the Francis fight.
What do you mean? What did I make?
Yeah,
what did I make of it?
When you saw it, like it was. People are saying it's one of the more violent knockouts in boxing history.
Yeah, I mean, going into the Fury fight, if Fury trained for the fight and didn't show up and, look like he ate Tyson Fury, it's probably the way that fight would have ended too. I mean, listen, the crossover, you know how I feel about crossovers in boxing, and that's how they end.
With Jon still injured, and with no sign that his next fight would be against him, Aspinall took a fight against Curtis Blades, a rematch for Tom last fight before his injury.
But he's got to be careful. Curtis just landed two huge right hands.
Whoa! No! His knee's gone. Wow! His knee's gone.
Oh, such a shame.
Jon was publicly rooting for Curtis because hate the fact that he doesn't get all the attention and praise. And obviously, Tom absolutely dominated Curtis in the first. And calls out Jon after the fight.
Jon Jones is probably watching this, so send him a message.
Hello, Jon. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight, so I'm coming for it.
But Jon refused to give any credit to Aspinall's ability to be a great fighter like himself. Talk about insecurities. A few months later, Francis decided to make his comeback to mixed martial art, for the first time since his fight against Cyril Gane, this time facing the scary Renan Ferreira. And Francis absolutely crushed him on the ground. This fight also happened in a difficult personal time for Francis, but we're not here to discuss that. On the other side, Jon and Stipe were finally set to fight. And that fight was so frustrating, knowing that there was no interest and no way for Stipe to win that fight. At the post-fight press conference, Jon continues to diminish Tom's achievement and calls him annoying.
He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me, and that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say, I want that you money, honestly, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else, my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
Some fans, including Tom himself, started to label Jon Jones as a duck, cowardly avoiding to fight a contender who can destroy him. Others were saying that Jon Jones' legacy doesn't need a fight with Aspinall. But to me that's a lie, because the truth is Jon is scared to lose that legacy. That's what it's all about for Jon, the man who never lost. Steroids aside, of course. But a few days ago, Dana confirmed it.
Is there a fight that Dana White wants to see in the UFC above all else? One fight that you get, like, of course it's you, but I'm talking about you want to see more than any other fight in 2025.
So I get asked this every year, and this year, it would be Aspinall Jones. That's the biggest fight in heavyweight history. And at the end of the day, what my job is to give the fans what they want, and that's what the fans want.
That's it for now. This year may be the year of the resurrection of the mixed martial art heavyweight divisions after all. 3 absolute killers, and it seems like everybody have a favorite. Tell me yours in the comment. I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Road to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. Let's go.